What's one good way to prove that our relationship is real? Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States at our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. Today I'm going to share a good tip with you, and this is for people who may not have a lot of documentation of their relationship, and they're wondering, Jim, we've only been married for a few months. How are we going to prove to USCIS that our relationship is valid? And what we're going to talk about today are affidavits. Now, I'm not talking about the Affidavit of Support. I'm not talking about the I-864 Affidavit of Support, which is the document that goes over your finances that demonstrates whether or not the foreign national will be able to survive in the United States financially, whether you, the petitioner, have enough income to support them. We're not talking about that. We're talking about affidavits that support the application. So I know it sounds sort of confusing, but these are statements sworn under oath by people that know you and that want to help you prove that your marriage is real. So a lot of people will send in letters to USCIS. Now, a letter to USCIS is pretty much valueless. It's better than nothing, I suppose, but unless it's sworn and under oath, which is what an affidavit is. So let's talk about this word affidavit. So for some of you, it'll be a new term. Affidavit, A-F-F-I-D-A-V-I-T, that's affidavit. So an affidavit is a old legal word, and what it means is it's just a sworn statement. So what this means is that it's a statement by you, friend of the petitioner, friend of the beneficiary, friend of the couple, or the mother and child, whatever it is, you want to demonstrate and prove that this marriage is real. So you want to give USCIS or the State Department evidence that you know these people, that you've seen them interact, that they seem like a legitimate couple, and you do all that under oath, which means you're going to sign it in front of a notary or someone who is authorized where you live to take sworn statements. So it's under a penalty of perjury, which means that if you're lying, you could be prosecuted for lying to the federal government. So that's why it's so much more important. A letter could be fabricated, a letter could be fake, a letter could be doctored, but an affidavit is going to be done in front of a notary. They're going to take down your identification, they're going to take down your name, they're going to have you sign their little book, and you're going to demonstrate that the affidavit is legitimate. USCIS is going to find that much more compelling. So what do you put in an affidavit? Well, I think it's really important to sort of tell a story in your affidavit. You don't want to just do one of these drive-by affidavits, which is just like, hey, I know Joe and Mary. Joe and Mary are a legit couple. I hope you give them a green card. That's not going to cut it. I think what you want to do is you want to talk a little bit about yourself, a little bit about how you were introduced to the couple, how long you've known them, and the kinds of things that you've done with them. And here, specificity is really important. You want to be very specific. You don't want to just use broad generalities. You want to say, we go out and we go bowling 3 times a month, or we go to the mall together, or we went to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse for dinner, or we went to the Empire State Building, or we went on a trip together to Alabama. And here are the things that we did when we were in Texas. You want to be very specific. You want to give details. You want to give it some flavor. You want to tell a story. You want to get the reader to really believe that you really know these people. And so talk about how you know the petitioner. Talk about how you know the beneficiary. Talk about how you see them interact with each other. Talk about what activities you see them doing to each other. If you've seen them have conversations, or if you've talked to them about different aspects or goals or dreams for their lives, put all that in there. You want to be thorough, you want to be specific. I would say you want to shoot for about 2 pages, double spaced, and then you're going to sign that in front of the notary. So you really want to let them know, how do you know them, what have you observed, and then I think you can end with a little bit about the beneficiary and talk about why you think they're going to be a good lawful permanent resident in the United States, why you think their case should be approved, and you can talk about how you think that they're going to contribute to society, or if they have the kind of job where they're helping people, you want to mention that. So you really want to give like a well-rounded version of how you know these people, of how you know the beneficiary specifically, and why you think the application should be approved. Just think about it as if you were sitting there next to them. This is their way of bringing you with them to the interview. And if they've been married for just a short amount of time, you're going to need to be more detailed. So So whatever information you have, whatever documentation you have, if you're the neighbor, if you're the friend, if you're the religious leader, whatever, you want to put all that in there. And you want to put in your contact information in case the officer has any other questions. That's the last thing you want to make sure to add to the affidavit. Then you go to the notary, sign it, and then you give it to them or their lawyer for them to include in either their initial packet or in their interview packet. I would tend to use this affidavit more for the interview packet. All right, so if you have any questions about this, give us a call, 314-961-8200. You can email us, info@hackinglawpractice.com. Be sure to join us in our Facebook group, which is called Immigrant Home. If you like this video, we ask that you please share it out on social, that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and that you join us on our Immigration Answers live show. Thanks a lot, and have a great day.